Things were pretty tough those days. My wife had left and I was far away from my family. Also, I was new in the town and I didn't have any friends. It was a miserable part of my life. I used to fill my time wandering around in bars trying to forget about everything. Just try though. It isn't very likely to happen, but sometimes it's just hard to be. And this time is definitely one of those particular times. It was a cold day in February. I didn't show up at work for the last, 2 weeks or something. I know I was done in there, but I wasn't in the mood to stay in a cubicle 10 hours a day. It was just me and Dolly, my dog, beer, and everything I could get my hands on. On the top of all, I was taking pills for my migraines, which has gotten even worse these days. All of that mixed with each other just shoot me out in the universe. Somewhere out of this world. I don't remember what happened that day, but I know I did things I don't remember clearly. I remember vague pictures from watching TV, texting people, drinking. Though the weather was gloomy that day, but I remember it was in daytime, even before noon, that I took those pills. I don't remember how many I took, but I know it was more than usual. I couldn't feel time passing. I was completely lost. I suddenly found myself on the road. It's nighttime now. I'm driving in the woods, just me and Dolly. It is still weird how I could do this, how I could pick up my truck and just hit the road like that. It was past midnight and it was pouring rain. I didn't know where I was exactly, but I knew I was too far away from home, so I have to stay over, alone in the woods. I used to camp a lot, so I knew I have some facilities on the back hood. A tent, an axe, and some rope, a flashlight. Luckily, the rain slowed down a little bit, and the moon started to show up and light up the environment. It made the trees to form in a strange shape that made the surroundings spooky in some ways. Trees didn't seem to be normal anymore. Those shadows. I found the dry spots under a big tree that wasn't too far from where my truck was parked near the side road I was on. It was nearly 1 in the morning, and I had to remain put until the sun comes up, so I could find my way back home. I searched around to find dry sticks to light up the fire, then set up my little tent. It wasn't a big one, just enough space for me and Dolly. A fire was made. It wasn't a big one though, but enough to warm us up. I was hungry, so I return into the car to see if there's anything to eat inside the dashboard. First, I couldn't think straight, so I ignored Dolly's barkings. I didn't take it seriously. The rain had stopped completely. It seemed the moonlight was playing hide and seek with me. I couldn't see the sky the way I should, since I was in nearly dense forest, but it was obvious that there were big clouds in the sky. I didn't find anything in the car, so I came back to my camp, tried to at least take some sleep. It was really weird. Dolly was in a fully alert position, looking away into the darkest parts of the forest. I called her name a couple of times, asking her to go inside the tent, but she just keeps barking and barking. I got curious a little bit, so I used my flashlight and shined it into the forest where Dolly was barking to. Nothing was there. I was a little scared myself. Also, I was a little dizzy from the pills, so I decided to not take a step further. It was probably a bear or something passing nearby. Records for attacking bears was so rare in this area. Except for that, the area was totally safe. So, I was relieved a little. I turned toward the tent quite confidently. What was that? Dolly began to bark without a stop. I turned back and shouted who's there many times. Damn it. And the dog just jumped into the wood chasing something. I was intimidated. Didn't know what to do or how to react. I froze right on my spot. My mouth was completely dry. I was shivering. However, again, I shouted who's there multiple times. This time, more fierce. I began to be even more worried about her and called her many more times. But she didn't bark or anything. I know she was gone. Poor dog. The situation was so intense, I couldn't understand what I'm doing. I was terrified. I quickly went toward my truck. I was in the car now, drenched from sweat. For the last couple of months, my physical abilities had been shrinked so badly, I could taste blood in the back of my throat when I breathed. I was in safety. That's what matters. Dolly was gone though. Poor dog. I had to reach somewhere, probably a cottage or something down the road. That wasn't the real issue at the time. I have a kid, so I have to stay alive. That thing, whether it's a bear, wolf, or something else, is trying to kill me. And that's not a joke, so I have to move on fast. Oh, shoot. I've lost my keys. And where is it? Probably in the woods or somewhere. I've lost them. Again, that weird running voice somewhere near my truck. The fear I was experiencing at that point was just beyond anything measurable. I felt my heart stop from beating, and for a second I just see a blazing light, and I don't remember the rest of that night. I opened my eyes. It was daylight. The morning had arrived. Late, however. It was a long night. Everywhere is safe now. It was me and myself again. Now that Dolly's gone, I'm even more lonely. The next day, I went to the police station to explain what happened and maybe find some clues about my dog. The police said my case wasn't the only one, because 3 other dogs have gone missing in the last 2 weeks, and one of them was found torn apart and brutally slaughtered. No one knows why.